The rain painted somber strokes on the canvas of the night, setting the stage for a grim Halloween in 1957. I, Detective Raymond Blackwood, a man hardened by years of solving mysteries, embarked on a journey through the shadows that cloaked this gruesome tale. That fateful evening, the darkness held a secret, a tragedy waiting to unfurl before my very eyes, leaving behind an enigma to unravel. The scene began at the modest residence of Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, where festooned ghosts and goblins roamed in search of sweet offerings. The couple was preparing to bid farewell to the revelry, having distributed their treats and settled into bed. The clock tolled midnight, and as the world slipped into slumber, a sudden ring of the doorbell shattered the tranquility. Thinking it was belated trick-or-treaters, Mr. Thomas approached the door, unaware that the abyss had already cast its shadow upon him. As he opened the door, a ghastly figure emerged, concealed by a mask, the harbinger of an unspoken malevolence. In an instant, the figure drew a weapon and unleashed a fatal shot, leaving Mr. Thomas lifeless on the threshold. I received a call, the dispatcher's voice urgent and somber. The news sent shivers down my spine as I reached for my hat and trench coat, ready to descend into the grim heart of the night. Arriving at the crime scene, the residence was swathed in the eerie glow of police lights. The rain continued its descent, mirroring the tears shed for a life unjustly taken. Officer Murphy briefed me on the situation, his voice laden with sorrow. Mrs. Thomas sat inside, a portrait of despair, struggling to grasp the magnitude of her loss. As I tried to console her, she haltingly mentioned an affair with a woman named Evelyn Parker, a tempestuous relationship that had kindled envy and resentment. Could this complex web of love and jealousy hold the key to this chilling murder? Determined to unravel the truth, I plunged into the depths of Evelyn's world. My investigation led me to a dimly lit sanctuary known as the Velvet Rose, a haven for whispered secrets and forbidden desires. Evelyn Parker, a captivating woman with a veneer of composure, sat amidst the crimson glow, concealing the turmoil within. I approached her cautiously, my questions laden with the weight of the unsolved mystery. The dim lights flickered, casting eerie shadows as we delved into the conversation. Evelyn, in her confession, revealed the nefarious plot woven by her girlfriend Sarah. Sarah had manipulated her, poisoning her mind with the promise of a life with Mrs. Thomas. The encounter was intense, the air thick with revelations that tore through the darkness. The layers of deception peeled away, exposing the extent of human malevolence. Sarah's lust and envy had driven her to orchestrate this gruesome act, shattering lives in the process. With the truth laid bare, I swiftly apprehended Sarah, bringing her to face justice for her heinous crime. The trial that ensued was a theater of emotions, a raw portrayal of the darkness that can fester within human hearts. Halloween would forever carry the weight of this tragedy, a chilling reminder of the fragility of love and the lengths to which jealousy can drive the human soul. The rain continued its melancholic descent, washing away the stains of that haunted night, but the memory of the crime would forever haunt the hearts of those affected, myself included.
In the autumn of 1974, Halloween loomed on the horizon, painting Deer Park, Texas, with a vivid palette of reds and oranges. It was a night teeming with childlike excitement, as young hearts brimmed with anticipation for the night's trick-or-treating escapades. However, beneath the jovial surface, a dark mystery lurked, waiting to cast a chilling pall over the festivities. I am Detective Robert Harris, a seasoned investigator with a penchant for unraveling the most enigmatic of cases. The town was alive with the laughter of costumed children as Halloween night descended, but lurking within this cheerful anticipation was an ominous undercurrent, a precursor to the harrowing events that were about to transpire. In the midst of the laughter and delight, a young boy named Timothy O'Brien, aged 8 and innocent, prepared for a night of adventure. He was among the children venturing into the neighborhood, accompanied by his sister and friends, all donned in vibrant costumes. As the night unfolded, the children approached a house adorned with flickering lights, radiating an eerie allure. Ronald O'Brien, Timothy's father, greeted the eager trick-or-treaters at the door, extending pixie sticks as tokens of Halloween joy. The children, their faces adorned with excitement, joyfully accepted the sweet offerings. Hours later, the joy turned to horror as the O'Brien family made a grim discovery. Timothy's pixie sticks had been tampered with, the sweet candy tainted with a lethal poison. Panic and desperation gripped the family as they rushed Timothy to the hospital, desperately attempting to save his innocent life. Despite the valiant efforts of the medical team, the poison had taken its toll, snatching Timothy away from the world, leaving the community devastated and enraged. The mystery surrounding the tainted candy deepened, and the haunting question remained: who could have perpetrated such a heinous act on a night meant for innocence and delight? As the days turned into weeks, my investigation became a relentless pursuit of truth. The tainted pixie sticks had been distributed by multiple houses, their origins shrouded in a veil of uncertainty. The list of suspects grew, enveloping the community in a cloud of fear and suspicion. The poisoned candy had been strewn across the neighborhood, concealing the malevolent hand that had orchestrated this horrifying act. But one crucial discovery would tip the scales of this perplexing enigma. Forensic analysis of the tainted candy uncovered a glaring anomaly, an irregularity in one of the pixie sticks' packaging. The twist tie had been tampered with, resealed using a staple, a detail that sent shivers down my spine, connecting the dots in this macabre puzzle. The house where this altered pixie sticks had originated was Ronald O'Brien's residence, the very father meant to protect and nurture young Timothy. The weight of this revelation was overwhelming as the insidious truth slowly emerged from the shadows. Ronald had engineered this abhorrent act, motivated by a twisted desire for insurance money. Confronting Ronald with this evidence was a moment fraught with disbelief and horror. His confession and admission of guilt, soaked in malevolence, exposed the darkness lurking behind the guise of a fatherly figure. The trial that followed was a grim testament to the depravity that can fester within a person's soul. Halloween in Deer Park would forever bear the mark of Timothy O'Brien's tragedy, a cautionary tale that reminded us of the monsters that could hide in plain sight.